Let's get them.
Do you hear that? Is it supposed to sound like this?
Mr. Deity, I think it sounds great. Mr. Deity.
Cause all we want is freedom. Throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom. Throw up a fist for black power. Cause all throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom. Throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist, throw up a fist for black power. Cause all we want is freedom.
Man, it starts already, man. I'm sitting up here wondering how my sounds got mixed up. My sounds get mixed up and stuff. But hey, I made it. I hope I'm not the only one. Mondays are just horrible for me, man. So hey, didn't make yesterday, but I had to make today because I got some old, ancient fuckery that I feel that we as a family need to discuss this morning. So let me go and give it the intergalactic side in advance. That's how fuckery this fuckery is. Alright, so it's April 5th, 2016. I want to say great day to all of you. And I hope that you will go out and you will do things that you have never done before. I hope you will reach people that you have never reached before. But today is the anniversary of the release of the information of the Cointelpro program. So we're going to look a little bit into the Cointelpro program this morning. Just a little bit. Clock has started. We're ticking. And here we go. All right, let's get it. Cointel program. For those who don't know, Cointel stands for Counterintelligence Program. It was a series of covert and at times illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations. FBI records show that Cointelpro resources targeted groups and individuals that the FBI deemed subversive, including anti-war organizers, activists of the civil rights movement or Black Power movement, like Martin Luther King and the Black Panther Party, feminist organizations, anti-colonial movements such as Puerto Rican independence groups like Young Lords, and a variety of organizations that were part of the broader New Left. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover issues directives governing Cointelpro, ordering FBI agents to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, neutralize or otherwise eliminate the activities of these movements and especially their leaders. Under Hoover, the agent in charge of Cointelpro was William C. Sullivan. Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy personally authorized some of these programs. Kennedy would later learn that he also had been a target of FBI surveillance. Now, at this point in time, the surveillance program was totally out of control. It was in the hands of a paranoid, probably schizophrenic individual by the name of J. Edgar Hoover. And this cracker was, his shit with, look, I can give him a little bit of this, but I gotta stop that West Asian shit and go straight to that. His fuckery was beyond fuckery, and you are about to see, because it's important that we cover this on April 5th. On April 5th, you are hearing it right here on the Gye-Nyame journey. Yo, check it out. On my fault. Oh, stop the clock. I must stop the clock. All right. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. This is AEOOOhhh, an empire of our own. And of course, you know, this is a Heart of a Simba production. We strive on a consistent basis to blow up your whole paradigm. Get up out of your shell of comfort. Get up out of your shell and screaming about what's not fair. Because we had this program called the Cointelpro program that was in full operation within our community and within other communities, within any community that was deemed a threat to the United States government's safety and security. Now, the point that you need to understand and take from this is, if it was happening back then, what makes you think that it's not happening right now? What makes you think that they are now older and wiser and slicker about how they do these things? What makes you think that Cointel is not highly involved with hip-hop? And isn't it funny how hip-hop has totally went from a point of elevation to a point of descent for young people? You know what I'm saying? Some of the movements that's going on out here right now, how do we know that they are not being infiltrated by Cointel program and being guided by the hands of secret elements of the government? But let's go read a little bit of history of Cointel. Centralized operation of the Cointelpro officially began August 1956, with the program designed to increase factionalism, cause disruption, and win defection. Now, do anybody know what brought J. Edgar Hoover into prominence? Do anybody? Anybody? All right, Brother High Tim know. J. Edgar Hoover, one of his first cases, one of his first so-called victories was him destroying the UNIA. And for those of you that don't know what the UNIA is, that is the movement that Marcus Garvey started. The government of the United States of America has allowed individual rogue agents to often wage war against any black organization. See, I could talk about the other organizations, but I got to focus on the organization from which I come, right? They have allowed the government to wage a secret war against those people involved in it. They have ruined thousands, if not millions of people's lives. They have destroyed movements and healthy communities of people. They have helped the black community descend into the hive of destruction that is going on here right now. And people turn around and look and say, oh, no, it's not slavery. See, we got to be clear. It's not slavery, because after slavery, we was all right. After slavery, if white folks would have left us alone, would have been cool. But all types of fuckery start happening. Then we move into the 30s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, black folks, you know what I'm saying, in segregated areas and stuff, we started trying to build, right? You know what I'm saying? We couldn't share the American dream that was out there. We started trying to develop our own. But what happened? What happened? Because we showed that we could do it. There was a Black Wall Street. There was Rosewood. There was other things going on all throughout these United States of America with black folks coming together. What happened? We got individuals whose history is all mixed up. It wasn't just slavery. You know what I'm saying? Slavery played a part, but it was in the past. No, you had this shit called Cointelpro that in 1956 was sanctioned, and since 1956, they say it only became public in 1975, I think it was, on April 5th, today. Right? Maybe it was 1976. I'm gonna look. We're gonna find out when it became public. As a matter of fact, let's go into my Facebook page, Cointelpro. Boom. I got a thing on my timeline. One, I'm reading from Wikipedia. I should mention that. Also, there is another piece on here that's from the actual government website, where they have the actual documents for anybody that wants to take the time to go through, because it's probably hundreds of thousands of pages detailing the activities. Wait, as a matter of fact, let's go and look at some of the groups that they consider problems. They got white hate groups, what they call the New Left, Puerto Rican groups, black extremists, hoodwink, I don't even know what that is, Cuba, Socialist Workers Party, espionage programs. So you go on there and you can actually pull up the files on these groups and see some of the stuff they was doing. I'm gonna click on black extremists. I want y'all to hear this. Okay, they got over 23 PDFs that you go through, and you can actually start seeing some of the actual documents. Of course, some of the stuff is blacked out, which makes it hard for you to really see. You know what I'm saying? But people in every city out there was under surveillance from Cointelpro. Cointelpro tore our community up, and it enabled them, because I want y'all to understand, the Iran-Contra thing was an extension of Cointelpro. You know what I'm saying? Because with the original Cointelpro program, they saw how effective it was to bring drugs into our community, right? So then they just extended that. But hold on. I digress. I'm sorry. I digress. All right, boom. So I'm gonna read an article. So I just was reading a little bit from the from Wikipedia, but why we should teach about the FBI war on the civil rights movement. This is from Ursula Wolf Rocca blog, and it's called Black Agenda Report. You can find it. Nobody history, black, white, or brown, is taught in the U.S. classroom, and COINTELs is not part of the lesson plan. Civics and social studies are defective and deceptive if they fail to inform students of the FBI's campaign to neutralize dissidents by any means necessary, including murder. Young people must learn that the civil rights movement had to contend with a declaration of war made against it by its own government. This month marks the 45th anniversary of the dramatic movement in U.S. history. On March 8, 1971, while Muhammad Ali was fighting Joe Frazier at Madison Square Garden. Alright, I'm going to take a pause for the calls. Alright, so now, I'm going to stop right there for a second, and I need you to listen to this real quick.
The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
You heard the man. Spread the word. Gye-Nyame is a consultant of Ambit Energy. And we would like to help you save money on your electricity and gas bill. For those that want to help and support what we do, also save some money, earn some travel points for yourself, hit us up at Gye-Nyame.energy526.com. Also, for those that are on Facebook, go to facebook.com/G as in Gina, N as in Nancy, J as in jump, GNJ Energy, okay? And you'll be able to see us, all right? Click on the sign up button and see how much money we can save you. And in saving money, you be helping us doing some nation building, and you be doing some nation building too. So once again, I need to remind you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hot Tim. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and the name of the show that you're listening to right now is AEOOOhhh, an empire of our own. Word. This is Heart of a Simba production. We strive to blow up those old paradigms. Now let's get back into it. All right. Where my music at? Where my music at? There we go. There we go. Bring it down just a little bit. All right. We're back up. All right. This marks. This month marks the 45th anniversary of a dramatic moment in U.S. history. On March 8, 1971, while Muhammad Ali was fighting Joe Frazier at Madison Square Garden, and millions sat glued to their TVs watching the bout unfold, a group of peace activists broke into the FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania, and stole every document they could find. Keith Forsyth, one of the people who broke in, explained in Democracy Now! I was spending as much time as I could with the organizing against the war, but I had become very frustrated with legal protests. The war was escalating and not de-escalating. I think that really pushed me over the edge. I think what really pushed me over the edge was shortly after the invasion of Cambodia, there were 4 students killed at Kent State and 2 more killed at Jackson State. And that really pushed me over the edge that it was time to do more than just protest. Delivered to the press, these documents revealed an FBI conspiracy known as Cointelpro to disrupt and destroy a wide range of protest groups, including black freedom movements. The break-in and the government treachery revealed is a chapter of our not-so-distant past that all high school students and all the rest of us should learn, yet one that history textbooks continue to ignore. Now this is me, and by us continue to ignore this, we allow it to happen again. We see what makes you think that somebody will autocorrect by us being silent, right? In the black community, we're silent about these badass kids, right? And they're just growing up and they're getting worse. We're silent about some of the fuckery that's happening in some of our families, and it just keeps getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're silent in our families, we're silent in our cities, we're silent in our nation about certain things that we know is wrong, right? We allow other people to guide the conversation when in fact we need to talk about this, because if we don't talk about this beast, if it's not already running loose, it will be running loose again. It'll just have a prettier name. It'll be a little bit slicker, and it'll be harder for the next group of young people to break in and get the information. Some of your very lives that you're sitting out there right now has been shaped and molded by this program. Some of your parents were locked up behind this program, whether they were Black Power, whether they were Civil Rights Movement, or whether they was caught up in a dope game. All of the fuckery that was going on, all of the dope that was brought in was sanctioned and allowed because they did not want the black community to rise up, because they don't realize, as I tell you all the time, that the black folks are the what they call it. We are the water of when they say when the current rises, all boats rise. We are the current. We are that water that when we rise, the rest of the country rise. And until people accept that and understand that, we always are going to have problems. And especially until black folks understand that about themselves. Right? But I'm done. Let me keep on moving. So they broke in, they delivered these documents to the press. And then it, boom, 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 it laid out the whole plan. And thank God somebody dropped dead when they found out what happened. These documents revealed an FBI conspiracy to disrupt and destroy a wide range of protest groups, including the Black Freedom Movement. In recent years, current event discussions in my high school history and government classes have been dominated by names that have piled up with sickening frequency. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland. In looking at the Black Lives Matter movement, as a response to these injustices, my class came across a 2015 Oregon article, Black Lives Matter, Oregon Justice Department search social media hashtag. The article detailed the department's digital surveillance of people solely on the basis of their use of Black Lives Matter hashtag. That's why you need to be careful about some of the hashtags you use. I make up my own. I'm just being honest, right? My student debated whether tying Black Lives Matter to potential threats to police, the premise of the surveillance program, was justifiable. Most thought it was not. But what the Oregonian did not note in the article, and what my students had no way of knowing, was the history of the story. The ugly, often illegal treatment of black activists by the U.S. justice system during the Cointelpro program era. We're not out of it. I keep on trying to tell people. So now, you go through that, but I only got a couple minutes left. But I just wanted to make you aware that today was the day that the Cointel piece was brought to the public eye. The story broke on April 5th. This ought to be a black holiday. Actually, this ought to be any movement's holiday that was under surveillance, right? So now let's go back. So let's keep it moving. Denying housing over criminal records may be discrimination, fair say. So finally, they coming to the point of that an individual that went to jail and that has served their time, when they come out, they may need a little bit of help. You finally coming to the point that it may be discrimination, that ex-felon, or that what we call an ex-felon, you know what I'm saying, cannot receive some government aid. They still have to pay taxes. Then we don't find it strange that someone can't vote in certain states. Are you serious? All these, a lot of that stuff it comes from old slave laws, by the way, as far as them not being able to vote. But hey, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that for you to go and think about this, right? But there's an article on my timeline where they talk about individuals not receiving help from the government because they have a felony. And I know some of y'all are like, well, they're felons. Well, I just got done talking about the Cointelpro program. How many of these felons and how many of these fools running around the community really are doing it because they made a choice? There's really no choice. I just got done watching this movie called The Hunger Games, right? And in The Hunger Games, they finally figured out that every move that they was making was not one of free choice, because they really never had no choice in the beginning. All right, that's my time. So let me run through these stories real quick. Blacks hit hard by Iowa's mandatory sentences. A lot of that's not just in Iowa. That's all over the country. Lab-grown skin, sweats, and sprouts hair. You can check that one out. They got skin that they're growing in laboratories now. So in a minute, you're going to be able to have some new skin. Those of you that want to change your color, they may be able to help you. All right. Taliban propaganda app removed from Google Play Store. They were selling out. Brother Hatem couldn't get y'all to pick up I couldn't even get y'all to get my damn app for free. ISIS put one out there. Y'all flocking to it. Good grief. Introducing the crash course in physics. Hey, they got a crash course in astronomy, and they got a crash course in physics. And this girl is fine. I'm just looking at her. She's soft on the eyes. Let's say that. All right. If you struggle to meditate, try this. I got that on there. We got HBO's John Oliver exposes the absurd and awful ways Congress members raise money. And last but not least, I got one more thing. Tesla intrigues deepens with Musk's Twitter barrage. So people want to know if this is going to be the first car out that's going to be an auto driver. You know what I'm saying? Like using AI to actually drive it. It's only going to be $35,000. I know I hate buying cars. But I might have to go on and get one of these. It's only going to be $35,000. They're going to come out in 2017. You already got to put down the down payment of $1,000. He already had 115,000 people put down $1,000 for this car that ain't coming out until 2017. It's only going to be 35 G's, right? Think about that. An electric car that goes from 0 to 60 in less than 6 seconds and can get 200. This is the base model. Get 250 miles on the charge, right? Are you serious? This is a game changer. Now, tonight we got a show, and it's called The Kites and the Swans. I want to be very clear on this one. It's going to be a live broadcast. You're more than welcome to join us. The Kite and the Swans, right? Now, at first I thought the kites was a kite, but a kite is a bird. So make sure you check this story out. This one is a possible life changer as well. Actually, it is a life changer. We're going to have a nice quick discussion on it and be done. Yo, this is Brother Hatim. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Of course, you know, this is a Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. You're listening to AEOOOhhh, an empire of our own. Of course, you know this is a Heart of Assemble production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Oh, one more thing. As far as the Cointelpro program, that's that intergalactic fucking. And by us remaining silent, we give them permission to do it again.
Supposed to sound like?
Stay allergic to fuckery. Stay allergic to fuckery.